You would have me spread my forces across the realm to search for nightmares you dredged up from a bottle?
It's not!
Or should I say, the whispers of eastern vipers tickling your ears?
But Mother!
Enough! Then next you come before me to vomit up your counsel. Make sure it doesn't stink of treason.
Damn the man. He wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. Mother always knew how to talk to him. Me, not so much. Mother had a way with Father, but she could be just as stubborn. If she wanted something done and he wouldn't oblige, she'd do it herself. Time to take her lessons to heart, I guess. If my father won't take a stand, then I suppose it's up to me. Our kingdom consists of 3 holds. Halfingar, Hjalmarch, and Karthald. I need to warn them. The Jarls might listen, even if my father won't. I'm the daughter of the High King, after all. Time to start acting like one. Will you come with me? We should visit Jarl Redharn of Hjalmarch first. If we can convince him of the threat, at least his hold can take steps to protect itself. We'll find him in his hall in Morthal. I'll leave word for Lyris with Mog, so she'll know where to find us. Honestly, I don't know. But Jarl Redharn tempers his warrior nature with a kindness not often seen in people of his stature. Besides, he's always had a soft spot for me ever since his daughter and I played together at moots and other gatherings. I remember a time when we were all happy together. Him and Mother and I. Seems like a long time ago. At some point, he became more and more involved with the trappings of power. He was more interested in being the High King than my father. I tried, but interaction with my father made it difficult. She wanted us to be a family. But the High King wanted a queen and a princess. Eventually, he stopped ordering me to attend royal functions. It was my one victory in our relationship.
Why does the Princess of Solitude grace my humble hall with her royal presence? Are you here on behalf of the High King?
I've come to warn you, Jarl Redharn.
Warn me? I already received orders from your father. What more is there to say?
Orders? Right. But you need to prepare the hold's defenses.
And what must we defend ourselves against this time? More urns and fetishes?
Please, Jarl Redharn, let my friend explain. The threat to our holds is worse than you can imagine.
You're not the subject of this realm, and that woman with you. She's the giantess of the East. The High King warned us to beware of packed spies. If Princess Svanna trusts you, however, you have my ear. Tell me about this threat. We're not Daedra worshippers. Our blood's hot enough to boil a blizzard, and we've got more pressing concerns than some northern squall. We received Svargrim's orders, promptly ignored them, and immediately ran afoul of a gaggle of Reachmen. The High King sent a royal decree. said to leave any strange objects or fetishes we spotted around the hold alone. They were dangerous, he said. Just so happens we found a few. I had my soldiers destroy them. That's when we encountered the Reachmen. The barbarians reacted poorly when we destroyed the strange witch sticks. We beat them back and chased them into the nearby barrow. But that was the last I heard from my soldiers. Since you dealt with this before, would you investigate the barrow? If I were a few years younger, and had more soldiers to spare, I'd march east to the Morthal barrow and deal with the sorceress nonsense myself. But I'm not. I don't. And I have other responsibilities. Take this key. It will get you into the barrow. They were tall, ugly things, covered in strange runes, fetishes, and a poultice that smelled like rotting fungus. They had been set up around the town. My soldiers assumed they'd find one at the barrow, but instead they sent word of the Reachmen. Really? Last I heard, the princess was more interested in... No, I won't indulge in idle gossip. Svanna carries herself well. Not with the grace of her mother, but she has the swagger of a warrior. I wish I could say the same about my daughter. Had. She was taken from us 5 years ago. If I had pushed her harder, she might have had the strength to survive. Daughters are a father's greatest weakness. Enough troubles of the past. We have the present to concern ourselves with.
That's the barrow. The entrance will be down below.
Keep back! The barrow is unsafe.
Jarl Redharn sent us. What happened here?
Reachmen. Let's talk if you want details. You, sir! The barrow is off limits. We are here to make sure nothing gets in or out, and we'll do so by any means necessary. I did not want to spare the soldiers I'd left to send a message. We destroyed a number of strange sticks set up on the outskirts of town. Then we reached the barrow. We spotted a few Reach barbarians. I sent word and we charged after them. A storm appeared in the barrow, if you can believe such a thing. It was foul magic, almost certainly. Soldiers began changing around me, dying or falling into a stupor. Some turned into monsters. And then the Draugr clawed out of their graves. We never made it that far inside. And when the storm hit, it was all I could do to get out and seal the door behind us. If the Jarl sent you, and you're intent on entering the barrow, I won't stop you. But if you emerge as a monster...
Those bodies... they're the Jarl's soldiers.
A meager harvest. This grave reliquary must be moved to more fruitful fields. Protect the witch pike. Do not let them destroy it.
Done. Let's tell the Jarl what happened here. If I never have to enter another barrow, it will be too soon. No sign of that witch or the reliquary she ran off with. We should get back to the Jarl's Hall. We saw the last stand of what could have been a much larger attack on Morthal. The witch pike in the barrow was the only one that wasn't destroyed before they performed the ritual. Soldiers were caught in the Harrowstorm, but the town was spared. That's what happened in Kilcreath after the storm hit. I'm more curious about the witch, though. Why was that grey reliquary important enough for her to grab it and run off as soon as she spotted us? Come on, let's go talk to Jarl Redharn.
There's trouble in Hafengar. Something about a strange storm at Kilcreath Temple. Priests and pilgrims were wiped out.
Poor sod. I heard Jarl Redharn has ordered the soldiers to search the host. I wonder.
And then Mog threw up all over the Sword Thane's boots.
Ha! This orc friend of yours sounds... your companion... Well, friend of Svanna, are you as good as your word? Tell me what you discovered at the Morthal Barrow. A Harrowstorm, like the thing the princess was telling me about? The thing that destroyed Kilcreath? Gods! A pox on the Reach and its barbarian horde! What else? What about the Reachmen in the barrow? Disappointing, but not unexpected. Reach witches are a tricky lot. Still, you have my thanks. In the meantime, Hjalmar shall prepare for war. We may not have a defense against the Harrowstorms, but we can be ready to attack once we have a target.
With you and Lyris's help, we've gained the trust of Jarl Redharn. My father respects the Jarl. That will go a long way in convincing the High King to take the Coven's threat seriously. Now we need to do the same thing at Carthald. Jarl Ulfwen rules the Hold, which was established to provide a defensible border against the Reach. If any of the Western Holds can deal with this threat, it's Carthald. But first, I have one more thing to discuss with Jarl Redharn. Jarl Redharn, prepare your forces as you say, but we need you in solitude.
Solitude?
Ghosts? Breachman raids?
Each other apart, right in front of me.
Stay inside. Stick together. We'll take care of this. These people, they're from Carthwatch. They might be all that's left of the town. They say it was a storm. Powerful. Devastating. It engulfed the entire town. It had to be a hero storm. That's the only explanation. There could be other survivors. Maybe even Jarl Ulfwin. We need to make a search. Let's hurry. Every second we waste could be the difference between life or death.
Is there no hope?
You escaped the barrow? No matter. This time we'll harvest all of the Grey reliquaries.
That Coven Witch. Is she the one that escaped from the barrow?
Too bad you arrived so late. Your life energy would fit perfectly in my reliquaries. Bah, they come. Protect the Grey reliquary with your lives!
I need a moment. Let's talk over there. Gods. Sorry. Guess I'm not completely used to the fighting and all. That urn, though. The Grey reliquary. The witch was adamant about protecting it, gathering it up. She said something about our life energy. Gods, I think I know what they're doing. Remember what the witch said as we approached the town. This time we'll harvest all the Grey reliquaries, she said. That our life energy would have fit perfectly in the urns. I think the Hero Storm steals life energy and puts it in the reliquaries. If the Jarl is still alive, she can take care of herself for a while longer. The witch hasn't gathered all the reliquaries yet. I say we get to them first and destroy them. I won't let these bastards profit off the destruction of Carthwatch. Making these things won't bring my people back. But the same goes for the Grey Host. That's done. Now let's check on the Jarl. Her hall is right up the hill.
Stay back! Don't make me! Oh, you're not one of the witches or their monsters. I thought this was the end for me. I barely have the strength left to conjure a light breeze. Wait a moment. Is that Princess Svanna? I'm Magister Fidelia. I serve Jarl Ulfwen as her court mage. I've been fending off witches, vampires, and these crazed villagers since the chaos started. There was a storm, definitely magical in nature. It turned our own people against us. I'm not sure. I sent the Jarl into the cellar when the storm began, when I still thought it was just a bad storm. Please, go downstairs. Make sure the Jarl is safe. Cartold will be lost without her. The cellar. Jarl Ulfwen is in the cellar. Make sure that she's all right.
Jarl Ulfwen! No! I need to get something out. Please, recover the crown of Cartold. We can't leave it down here. I'm sorry, Fidelia. Jarl Ulfwen, she's...
That's the Carthold crown. Jarl Ulfwen's gone, then? I failed her. Harrowstorm? Is that what you call what happened here? Why I didn't turn into a monster is a mystery... Wait. The Hold soldiers clashed with Reachman scouts a few days ago. They brought back these medallions the scouts were wearing. Yes. I was preparing to study the enchantments I detected upon it when the Harrowstorm struck. I guess I slipped it into my pocket without really thinking about it. Could this be some sort of protection against the storm?
Garthwatch is gone. No people, no Jarl. The seat of the entire hold. Wiped out. Just like that. I have to get my father to take action! I need to get back to the Eversnow and gather the survivors. Take them to Solitude, where they'll be safe. At least as safe as we can make them. Then I have to have a serious talk with my father. I'll make him listen to me, damn it, no matter what! Return to Solitude. Find Lyris and meet me in the Blue Palace. I have a room upstairs that we can use. We need to come up with a plan. Something that will help me convince my father to act. Magister Fidelia, as the highest rank...
Yeah! Of course, Princess Svanna. I'll help you convince the High King.
Glad to see you're alive and well. I was getting worried with all the herald they've been bringing into the city. They've been taking them to the Temple of the Divines in Castle Dower. I suppose it's really the only place to care for them in their condition. Jarl Redharn gave him an earful the moment we entered the Blue Palace. Nord politics. It's a wonder to behold. One step removed from a barroom brawl. I'm disappointed they didn't start slugging each other, but it worked out in the end. Damn it. I was afraid of that. We're running out of time and we still don't fully understand what we're facing out there. Hey, where's the princess? Tell me you didn't lose Svanna in Carthwatch.
Assassins tried to kill the High King. They murdered Queen Gerhild.
Our poor king must be devastated.
Svanna, I know. Leave all this bother behind. Come back to the troll and let the royalty deal with this.
I am the royalty, Mog. It's time I started acting like it. Welcome to the princess's chamber, my friend. I don't remember the last time I spent more than a few moments in here. Anyway, Jarl Redharn and Magister Fidelia are here, giving my father an earful. Thanks for helping me at the holds. No, but we saved Morthal, and stopped the Coven from getting the Grey Reliquaries at Carthwatch. And we brought the hold leaders here. All of that matters. Take this, my royal allowance. I was going to buy wine, but you could make better use of it. We return to find that my father is finally doing something about the Coven threat. But it's not enough. Extra patrols and rounding up the Herald is all well and good. But what we really need is a defense against the Harrow storms. Unfortunately, we've only recovered a few of the medallions. And Magister Fidelia hasn't determined what enchantment the medallions use to provide their protection. We need another solution. Right, Lyris mentioned that. Coincidentally, a courier delivered a message for you from Dusktown. I never heard of the place, but she said it was sent by someone named Fenorian. Is that your scholar? Read the message and let's see if he'll help us. Take the message from the table, then see if you can convince Fenorian to join us. Maybe with his help we can devise a defense against the storms. I'll stay here and continue to annoy my father until he gives this threat the attention it deserves. You forget that I have help now. My father might be able to ignore me, but he'll have a harder time dismissing a Jarl and the court mage. It's funny. I would have thought he'd be happy to see me finally take an interest in politics. I don't care about his approval, but I'd like to earn his respect. With Mother gone, we're both going to have to work harder to keep our kingdom running. It will be easier if we find a way to get along.
Dusktown. I wonder what Fenn's found that led him back down there. Does his message give any indication of where we can find him? The settlement isn't big, but it's not exactly small either. Well, that's a start. You know, I never imagined I'd be working alongside a vampire, let alone one I respect. With all the leeches we've already had to kill, it's nice to see another side. Fenn's different. You go on ahead. I need to get my axe sharpened before I go back down into Blackreach. I'll catch up with you in Dusktown.
Every man has his price. Mine is 5 gold.
Hey, partner. Glad I found you. Now let's get Fen and return to the Blue Palace. Fen, you in here? Let's look around. Fen never struck me as a messy person. Could there have been a struggle here? Burnt papers. Someone was trying to hide something. Burnt journal pages, Fen's flask, and a strange old key. All found among clear signs of a struggle. But other than what's in the flask, we didn't see any blood. That means Fen was probably taken alive. The key looks dwarven to me, and the notes mention a dwarven tower. They could be connected. The notes also indicate that Fen was going to meet with someone named Edyar east of the Dusktown Bridge. You start there and I'll check with the locals. We have no idea who Edyar is, or who took Fen for that matter. It could be this Ashen Lord we heard mentioned, or maybe the Icereach Coven. The question is, why take Fen at all? Why not just kill him? Does he have information they need? More than likely. If they want to get information out of him, death might be preferable to whatever tortures they have planned. Let's get to it. You find this Edyar, and I'll see if the locals saw what happened here.
Went straight for those dwarven ruins.
I thought we were trying to keep this place a secret, and they sure didn't look like miners to me.
Sod off. This is my patch of ground. You don't listen too well, do you? All right. Talk fast and tell me why I shouldn't rip out your throat. The silk shirt kept notes? Of course he did. And where is Fenorian? He's late, and he still hasn't compensated me for the information I gave him. I need that key! Missing? Probably taken by the same bastard that has my packmates, Exarch Zingalis. Fenorian said he could provide a key to unlock their chains, if I told him about the experiments performed on us. If you can get that key, I'll tell you more. Hircine's fetid breath, that's it! Look, I managed to escape from Zingalis' tower, but my packmates are still chained up in the Lightless Hollow. Use that key to set them free. Then, I'll tell you how to find Fenorian. The Lightless Hollow lies to the east, and Hircine's claws. Who is that tall woman?
Stand down.
My packmates are in a work camp on the Lightless Hollow's west side. That's the big cavern to the east. You need that key to unlock the special chains that bind them. I'll meet you south of the work camp after you set them free. What else would you call them? My family? We're bound by a curse that makes us closer than any blood relatives. You find a pack and you stick together. Or you die. Simple as that. I'm not leaving them in the hands of that insane Exarch. We're werewolves, all right? Do I have to spell it out for you? Look, Singalis captured us. Keeps us prisoner with chains of dwarven design. Only that key can set my pack free. I was lucky, but that kind of luck doesn't happen a second time. Singalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to lock the chains when I was brought back after one of my treatments. I can still feel the fire from when the needle pierced my skin. My blood flowing into his vials and beakers. It wasn't pleasant. Fëanorian really wanted to figure out what Singalis was doing to my pack. He studied my wounds, took some fluids, and went back to get that key. He never told me where he found it. Just that he'd set my pack free if I told him everything I know. He's probably in Singalis' experimentation chamber. I clawed my way out of there. It nearly killed me. I can tell you how to get inside, but you have to free my packmates first. Do that for me, and I'll help you find Fëanorian.
None of the locals really wanted to talk. One or two admitted to seeing Fen, but no one witnessed any kind of disturbance at his lodgings. At least, no one saw anything they were willing to tell me about. Is this Edyar? Does he know anything? Why is everything so complicated in this part of Skyrim? Alright, so tell me, what did Fen agree to do for our half-naked friend over there? Packmates? Edyar is a werewolf? This just keeps getting better and better. So I take it you know how you want to deal with this particular situation?
Save my packmates. I'll meet you south of the camp.
Oh, Edyar, where are you? That scent. Why do you smell like Edyar? Edyar sent you. Then he made it. He's alive. That's wonderful news. Exarch Singalis experimented on me. I blacked out, but they thought I was dead. They tossed me out of the tower. Barely managed to crawl to this spot. Still at the camp, to the north. Hamild, Myrtilda, and Thevin. Save them before Singalis finishes them off. Just come back, all right? I don't think I can make it on my own.
Finally. Thank you, stranger.
I'm working as fast as I can, you blood-sucking bastards! Ursine's claws. I thought I'd be digging forever. Thanks.
They catch you too.
You set me free? I owe you one.
We should not linger, Edyar. The Grey Host could find us at any moment.
Head to the surface. I need to fulfill my end of our bargain. You actually did it. You freed my pack. Now it's my turn. If Exarch Zingalis took Fëanorian, and I'm pretty sure he did, you'll find them both in the ruined Dwarven Tower. It's difficult to get inside if you're not a vampire, but I know a way. Like I said, Zingalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to fasten my chains after one of my tortures. I slipped away, crawled along some pipes, and fell into a chamber with one of those dwarven lifts. There was also a door, the one behind me. It'll get you close. There's a big door that leads into Zingalis' lair, but it's sealed. You need to figure out the dwarven mechanism to open it. Then make your way to the experimentation chamber. That's probably where he's keeping Fëanorian. The door's over here. Hurry, before they spot us.
Definitely dwarven. Watch out for traps. That must be the door Edyar mentioned. Sealed tight. No lock. Not even a handle. I don't suppose the werewolf told you how to open it, did he? The panels are all different. I wonder what they mean. The gear started moving. You must be doing something right. Let's try the door. This chamber's been used recently. Let's look around. An ugly plant. Must be the nether root mentioned in the note. Why does everything connected to vampires involve blood? That was Fen. We need to keep moving.
It fights against its nature, Ada Al-Sara. A weaker breed.
That smell! It's overpowering! We need to shut down those machines! That's poison! Why are they spraying it on those plants? That did something. No, not that valve. I think you figured it out. The mist from that sprayer changed. Keep going. Right track. You did it! Now we can cross the chamber. Sure as bones, that stone husk is moving.
A shame he could not be recruited to our noble cause.
The machine will finish him momentarily, my lord.
Finish your work here, Singalis, then join me in the keep. You must bear witness when we make our move.
Of course, Rada al-Saran. I am eager to see the power of our ultimate Harrow Storm. New test subjects. Just in time. This one is about spent. I cannot wait to cut open your skull. You will do well in my machine. There's an art to pacifying uncooperative specimens. It's too late for me.
Ben's delirious. See if you can free him.
Go once. You should have left me. Go warn Solitude. Aksak Singalis and Rada al-Saran talked freely while they tortured me. They're planning some sort of assault on Solitude. A massive hailstorm. I need blood. But I won't drink from an unwilling person. In this state, even with a willing participant, I don't trust my restraint. If I only had my flask. My flask. Thank you, my friend. Rada al-Saran is the one they call the Ashen Lord, leader of the Grey Host. He and Singalis often went into the nearby sanctum to talk. I heard a few words. Map. Plan. But I couldn't make out the rest. Yes. Yes. Once I take a long drink from my flask, I'll join you.
Take your time. You've been through a lot.
They did whatever they wanted. I couldn't stop them. Exarch Singalis was insane. But he was also a genius. If he kept records, they'll be in here.
I see a map and some papers. Hey, partner, take a look. We set out to find Fen and bring him back to Solitude. Along the way, we learned more about our true enemy, killed one of their leaders, and acquired some valuable intelligence. That's a victory in my book. Not that I can think of. I'll make sure that Fen makes it to the Blue Palace. We'll meet you there. And don't forget that map and communique. Come on, Fen. Princess Svana herself requested your presence at the Blue Palace.
I don't believe I'm very good company right now.
Come on, Fen. I'll help you through this.
The Reach attacked Morthal. The Jarl's soldiers put a stop to it.
You are welcome here, Fenorian of House Ravenwatch.
I don't know what to say.
You're back. Lyris was just making introductions and was about to give her report. Why don't you tell me what happened? By all the Mead and Sovngarde, it's good to see you and the others. Your vampire scholar seems out of sorts, but I'm glad to make his acquaintance. Lyris tells me you ran into a bit of trouble. Care to explain? And I can't wait to hear all the details. In the meantime, let's take a look at what you found and try to devise a plan. Lyris didn't say much, but she indicated that time is short. Here, take this. You deserve a lot more, but it's all I can spare. The information you brought back from Blackreach might give us a fighting chance. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to use what you learned. My father be damned! The Grey Host? Where have I heard that name? Meanwhile, my father rounded up the Herald and moved his soldiers to the outer walls. Then he ordered the quartermaster to stockpile Castle Dower. He's preparing Solitude to withstand a long siege. That might work against a mob of Reachmen, but thick walls can't stop a Herostorm. Any war we try to wage will be over before it starts if we don't find a way to stop them. Fen knows more about the storms than anyone. See what he suggests. Talk to Fen. If he has any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Magister Fidelia has been studying the Icereach Coven medallion, but she hasn't had a lot of success. She seems even less confident about reproducing their protective enchantment now. She identified necromantic components as part of the enchantment, as well as reach rituals. But she isn't an expert on either type of magic. Frankly, I think she's exhausted the scope of her knowledge. You mean other than hounding my father and serving as go-between for the Jarl of Morthal and the Magister of Carthald? I wrangled promises out of my father and showed our allies that someone in Solitude still cares. I got High King Svargrim to promise to dispatch soldiers to reinforce Morthal's defenses and send aid to Carthwatch. It's a start, but he hasn't actually issued the orders yet. I need to follow up with him after we're finished. Sort of. He admits he might have been wrong about the Icereach Coven, as far as that goes. But he still glares daggers whenever anyone mentions you or Lyris. So let's not bring up Fen, all right?